Hey everybody, I am Gina Bianca, life and business coach, salon owner, educator, mastermind mentor, and your host of the Gina Bianca Podcast. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Gina Bianca Podcast. We're on episode number 34. This episode is all about weight loss strategies. So if you're listening to my health and weight loss series, you have started at number 31, which is the one thing that can change everything. If you have not listened to this episode, go back to number 31 and start there. You need a lot of context, although the strategies that I'm going to share with you today are not really difficult to execute if you're putting yourself first, but many of us are not. So we have to go start with number 31 and make sure we are putting ourselves first. So start there. I gave you guys a ton of context about how I gained this weight, how I started to lose it, some of the things that I've done, some of the things that were getting in my way, a lot of my mental health journey I shared with you throughout this series. And I hope that it was relatable. I hope that you guys got some value from it. And I hope that it shed some light on maybe some of the decisions that you're making every day to put yourself last, or to just simply not make a decision to take action and do what you need to do. Anyway, we've all been there. We've all put ourselves last in one way or another, in one area of our life or another. And I'm really just honored and grateful that I have a place to tell my story. And I'm really grateful for all of your messages, all of the shares, and all of you guys downloading and listening to the podcast. It's really been great. We're almost at 100,000 downloads. And I'm just shook about it. You know, I started the podcast because I really wanted to provide free education, and I never shut up. So I'm like, I think it'll be great. I think I can do it. And when I first started podcasting, it was really hard for me. I was really critical of myself. And, after, taking some time for myself and really realizing that perfect doesn't exist and that, I'm here for a reason, and that's to share my story. I really like podcasting. And it's been really cool to share in this way with you all. So thank you for listening. If nobody listened, I probably wouldn't do it. So without you guys, this podcast wouldn't exist. So thank you so much again for listening and for sharing. It's really, really great that we could share this free education and free information to those who may need it. And I hope that my story can inspire at least one of you to make some significant changes in your life and live the life that you're truly destined to live. So this episode is all about weight loss strategies. There is a formula that I use and that I believe in, and it's not rocket science, really. So pretty much what I believe in, and I'm going to just get right into it for you guys. What I believe is this: if you want to eat whatever you want, because I didn't really diet through all of this. I have been eating whatever I want this entire time, and I have realized what works and what doesn't work. So if you want to eat whatever you want, you gotta work out for 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And you're probably like, what the fuck? And you're gonna stop the episode right now. But it's true. If you wanna eat whatever you want, and I'm talking really whatever you wanna eat, you don't really have to count calories, you don't have to diet, you don't have to stress yourself out or beat yourself up. If you wanna eat whatever you want, you should work out for 90 minutes a day. Those workouts can be an hour-long walk and 30 minutes of yoga, an hour-long walk or an hour of yoga. It could be an hour-long walk, a bike ride, some yoga. It could be an hour-long bike ride, some yoga, however you want to mix it up. My workouts, when I first started losing weight, I would get up every morning, I would go to yoga for an hour, then I would go for a 3.5-mile walk, and then I would ride my bike. I started losing a lot of weight in the summer, and I did primarily all of my workouts outside, and this was during COVID, especially at my yoga studio, Bloom Yoga. They had yoga under the tent, so I would get up, I would go to yoga, I would go for a walk outside with my dogs, and then I would ride my bike, and then I would go to work, and I would start my day at 7 in the morning, and I would end up getting to work around 11. And it was great. It was a great routine. I blasted music on my bike. I had my moments in yoga of, self-reflection for my mental and emotional health. And during my walks, I listened to podcasts. I walked with my friends. I would talk to people on the phone. And it was just a really great routine for me. And I got to be honest and real with you guys when I say I hate the winter. I hope to not live in Connecticut for my whole life because I really hate the winter. It has been depressing. I definitely hit a plateau now that I'm not working out outside, and I've definitely been sitting at the same weight for about 3 to 4 weeks. I haven't lost much at all because my workouts just aren't the same. I'm not working out for 90 minutes a day, and it was 90 minutes minimum when I was working out a lot, and I really just found things that I love to do. And before I move on, I know that some of you guys are thinking, well, I start work at 9 a.m. or I have kids or I have this or I have that. And I can't get up at 7 and go to work at 11. Gina, what are you talking about? This was during COVID. Okay, so when life got kind of back to normal for us, and it's still not back to normal, but I wake up at 4 a.m. now. So I have 4 to 5 hours in the morning before 9 a.m. when the day starts, completely dedicated to myself. So some mornings I'm a workaholic. Some mornings I get up and do 5 miles on the treadmill. Some mornings I do the chi machine and I do my yoga. Some mornings are perfect. Some mornings aren't perfect, whatever. But the thing is that when I had a lot of time, I worked out whatever time. When I don't have a lot of time, I get up early. And if you can't wake up early, you got to wake up early. You got to go to bed earlier. You have to take care of yourself and you got to make it happen. And if you're going to sleep at 2 a.m. on your phone all night, or whatever it is that you're doing to stay up all night, or if you have insomnia or all the things, go to the doctor and get to the bottom of it. Figure it out. Go to therapy, drink more water. Figure out what's going on and do everything that you can to solve this problem. Like, if this problem, how long are you going to have this problem? How long are you going to have the problem of not being at the health that you want to be at, right? So if you have no time and everything I just shared with you, it doesn't make sense because you have no time, you got to wake up earlier. You got to get up earlier. You got to make time. Right? So I get up at 4:30. I got the coffee already brewing. We turn some music on in the morning. The past couple weeks, I've been trying to freaking pull myself out of bed. The winter really is hard for me. I have like seasonal depression or something. Like, it's really hard. But I try to get up at 4:30 every morning. I start my day. I got my routine. I get on the chi machine. Let my feet shake a little bit. Just Google it, chi machine. Then I'll do some yoga, then I'll walk on the treadmill, or I'll go for a walk at the trail. And then I start my day. I spend a lot of time with myself in the morning. And if I didn't make the time in the morning, if I wake up past 8 o'clock, it's done. It's not happening, because there's always a million reasons to put myself last after 9 a.m. So everyone kind of saying, I know already there's going to be the excuses and your brain is going to be like, no, I can't do that, but wake up earlier. And if you can't wake up earlier, if you say you can't, then you must, okay? If you say you can't, then you must. You got to do it and you got to figure it out. How long are you going to have this problem? How long are you going to have this fucking problem? Seriously, I can't stand it sometimes. People will have the same problem over and over and over and over, and they just like having the problem. You're meeting your need for certainty by having that problem. How does it feel? Right? How about being certain that you're going to make these changes, right? You got to do it. You got to do it, okay? So sorry, I just wanted to add that in because I know that me saying like, oh, I get up at 9 or I get up at 7 and then I do this long exercise routine and mosey to work at 11. That's not how it is, you guys. That was during COVID, and now I get up really early and I make it happen. Another thing I want to say is that when I say you can eat whatever you want if you work out for 90 minutes a day, I'm going to go ahead and assume that my audience is intelligent, brilliant, and smart, and you know that I don't mean you can eat McDonald's 3 times a day. You know I don't mean you could eat 1,800 calories a meal. You know I don't mean that you can like totally binge and eat like crazy Oreos and Cheez-Its and like a million different things instead of being healthy, okay? I'm talking, you don't gotta beat yourself up over calories. You don't gotta count calories. You don't gotta enter it into an app. You don't gotta deprive yourself. I can't deprive myself, okay? I can't go in and make food like a crazy thing. I have to have it be low key, or else I'm going to get triggered by it and it's gonna like make my eating disorder crazy. So I have to go easy on myself, and I chose working out for 90 minutes, so an hour walk and 30 minutes of yoga all day long. That I'd much rather do that than count calories, and you know, it's really worked for me, and the results prove it. So I just wanted to preface and say, like, when I say you can eat whatever you want, just I'm assuming y'all are intelligent and I don't mean eat McDonald's 3 times a day or eat like complete and total shit and just say, oh, I work out. No, because you're not even going to want to work out if you're eating like that. So anyway, let's get back to it. Let's get back to working out and the exercises that I chose. I found workouts that weren't like, oh, I have to go work out. It was workouts that I really like to do. And those workouts for me are walking. I hate running, so I'm not going to do it. Walking, hiking, biking, yoga. And I really love to do jujitsu. I haven't gone to jujitsu in like 3 or 4 weeks because I pulled a muscle in my groin, but now I'm going back. It's not like a serious thing. I just don't want to get hurt. So I have to notice when my body is like, So I really want to get back to that. I really love jujitsu, and that 90-minute workout is plenty for one day. So a lot of the times I'll just do jujitsu, or I'll go for a walk and then go to jujitsu, or I'll go to yoga, then jujitsu. But really, if you want to eat whatever you want, work out for 90 minutes a day. And again, it doesn't have to be 90 minutes straight. Like I was doing a walk for an hour, then yoga for an hour, and then a bike ride for 30 minutes. So I was working out more. I was working out like 2.5 hours a day, and just kind of not making it like crazy intense, but just like really making it an intention to spend some more time with myself. And obviously this is during COVID when I had plenty of time. And now I'm really doing like an hour-long walk, 30 minutes of yoga, and I cannot wait until it's nice out to ride my bike again. And that's the big formula. If you want to eat whatever you want, you got to work out for 90 minutes. And the thing is to find a workout that you like to do. And if you are just starting out and you're not really like working out at all, and the thought of going from not working out to working out for 90 minutes is like unrealistic for you, what I did in the beginning is I started by going to yoga. And this is when my foot was broken, and I was going to private lessons with my friend Bethany. She owns Bloom Yoga, and she's an incredible, incredible woman. And so is her mother, Julie, and so is her sister, Morgan. They own Bloom Yoga in Southington, and their yoga studio changed my life. I really credit a lot of my weight loss to Bloom Yoga because I love their yoga, the way that they do it, the way that, the vibe, how they are, and just like strong, independent females who are, women business owners. And, I really just love them. And going to Bloom really changed my life. And it started with Bethany because Bethany did privates with me when my foot was broken. And I would just like cry in there. Like I would just be so depressed. Like I would try to do something so simple and it was just so depressing, but Bethany stuck with me. She did private classes with me and she was there for me, and she experienced some like horrible moments with me as I was trying to get, my health and fitness back together. But it was really discouraging to start, and I was at a really low place. It was probably one of my lowest places, not being able to do simple yoga, because I had, all of a sudden looked in the mirror and I was 250 pounds with a broken foot and not used to being that heavy. So like when I go to try to do all of these yoga moves and things that I typically would normally be able to do and not be able to do them, it was really depressing, shocking, and really horrible. It was a horrible feeling, and it was a horrible moment for me to realize like I had let myself go this far and I had never felt so low. So if you're feeling that way and you're feeling low, I totally understand and can relate because I've been there. But I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I have to do something about this. Like I have to take action. There's no way I can, continue this path. So although I was in a lot of pain and although I was super depressed about it, I continued to go to private classes every couple of weeks. Now, going to private yoga classes every few weeks did not get me any results, but it was a start. So I started doing that, and when I did go to them, and I would try to go like once a week or something by that time, this was in mid-2019. This is when my foot was still broken, when I was really stressed out from traveling, and when I had just gotten out of the hospital. I had gone to the hospital and they told me I had an anxiety attack, and I had started trying to self-medicate with marijuana. I was prescribed by a doctor for it, but it's really not what I needed. I really needed to take care of myself in other ways. But this is where I was at my all-time low. So this is mid-2019. I'm at an all-time low at this point, trying to go to yoga, trying to make a change. but pretty much just numbing out with marijuana and doing my best to just get by. I was stumbling through life for sure, but I was kind of on the cusp of making a real change. So I knew that, I was extremely overweight for, what I normally am, and I knew that my health was at a 911 stance. So I really needed to get it together. So what I ended up doing is I ended up going, like I said in the last episode, to Date with Destiny. And I went with Steve to this class, and it's a Tony Robbins seminar. And we went to the class. It was great. I reorganized my brain, and I really made the decision there to put my health first. And if you listen to episode number 31, that's where it all started for me. That's the one thing that changed everything for me, was putting my health first. So around December of 2019, after dabbling with yoga, after finding a new pair of shoes, so I was kind of walking a little bit more, and I needed to, be able to walk and run and jump, because at Tony Robbins, you're dancing the whole time and jumping around. But pretty much after Date with Destiny, that's when I made the decision. I was like, I'm not one more fucking minute am I going to put myself last and my health last. And that's where a lot of the changes started to occur for me. So listen to episode number 31. Everything I tell you from here on out, it's not going to work unless you put yourself first. So my routine when I got back from Tony Robbins was putting myself first and putting health at the top of my values list. So what I decided to do is I decided to start making small improvements every single day. And the first thing I did is I started to go to yoga every single day. So minus 1 or 2 days a week, I would go to yoga at least 5 to 6 times a week, and I would go to Bloom Yoga. They are amazing, 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 amazing people. And I would just show up, and I started with a gentle yoga class. I started with gentle yoga. That's where I started. And I went to the easiest class that I could possibly go to. And then I started going to, actually, I take that back. I started going to yoga as much as I could, but only for the gentle class, because my foot was still, hurting. And I was like, I need to slowly get into this. And then once I started doing it for a few weeks, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to yoga every day at 9 a.m. And every day at 9 a.m. at Bloom, they had a different class, and they have all different kinds of classes. They have the gentle class, the multi-level class, the Yin and Yin. They have all different kinds of yoga. And at 9 a.m., I got to go and I got to try a different kind every day. So I really got to like yoga. I was really loving it, and I was going almost every single day. As I started going to yoga every single day, my mindset changed. And it took a really long time for me to not want to freak out on the mat, because when you do yoga for the first time and you slow down, it's honestly annoying. And I hated it. I was just like, I could be doing so many more things. This isn't even a real workout. This isn't doing anything, blah, 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 blah. And I had this monkey in my head trying to get me to be anywhere else but present. And honestly, if you can't, then you must. I would be like, oh, I can't sit here. But if you can't do it, then you must fucking do it. If you're sitting here being like, I can't do yoga, it's too slow, you must. You must slow down. If you're over here saying you can't slow down, you must slow down. It's literally the opposite of what you think in your head, because your brain is trying to protect you, and you need to do what you need to do. Your brain is trying to protect you from being uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable in the beginning of a process, that means change is coming. So you got to do it. You got to push yourself past that comfort zone. So I was going to Bloom every single day. They changed my life. They're amazing. Okay. They changed my life. Bloom Yoga changed my life. They really did, because I went there every single day. I learned how to do yoga. I learned how to be present. I learned how to calm down. And I really got to release a lot of trauma through yoga and through stretching and through breathing. And you'd be surprised the impact yoga can have. And there's a reason that so many trauma therapists and so many people who study PTSD and all of these issues, there's a reason that yoga is always recommended. There's a reason it's millions of years old, right? There's a reason it's around, and it works. And it is one of the number one ways I lost weight, is by doing yoga every single day. So major key number 1, do yoga every single day. If you don't know how to do yoga, learn how to do yoga. It is not hard, okay? It is hard if you do a power class for your first class, but if you start with gentle yoga and you do it every single day and then you branch off into other types of yoga, you're gonna absolutely love it. And it was one of the number one things that changed my life, because it wasn't something that I had to like walk into a scary gym and do a 90-minute class and like be embarrassed. It was something that I was like, you know what? I'm going to be on my mat. And the first teacher I ever had, she was just like, if you want to just hang out in child's pose for the entire class, you do whatever you want. This is your practice. This is your hour. You're here for you. And you be whoever you want to be here, and you do whatever you want to do here. And that to me was exactly what I needed, because I didn't want anyone to look at my mat. I didn't want to compare myself to the yogi who's been doing it for 20 years. I wanted to just like relax and learn and grow. And yoga met all of my needs. And if you remember in episode number 32, we talked about how food can meet a lot of your needs. Yoga met all of my needs. Truthfully, it replaced everything that food was doing for me. It met all of my needs, and I became fully addicted to yoga. And Bloom creates a beautiful environment to become addicted to. And if you've never been there and you live in my area, you've got to go. And, if you don't live around here in Connecticut, Bloom has been so kind, because I told them, I was like, you guys changed my life, and I would love to, give back to you in some way. And, I would love to share what you guys do with others. And, Bloom has given us the generous gift of giving all of my audience 10 days free plus $10 off their online membership to Bloom Yoga Online. So if you go to bloomyogafitnessonline.com and you use the code HairDoctor to sign up for their monthly membership, you can go ahead and get yoga from Bloom, the same place that changed my life. You can get Bloom Yoga Online in your living room, and you can do the same yoga that I did every single day right from your phone. And they've got all different lengths of classes, and their teachers are incredible. Bethany, Morgan, and Julie are amazing. And Bloom Yoga really changed my life. So if you want to try it, and if it's a place that you want to start, like that's exactly where I started. I started by deciding to put myself first. But I really started my health and weight loss journey with yoga every single day. So if you want to start somewhere, here's the opportunity. So go to bloomyogafitnessonline.com, use my code HairDoctor. You're going to get 10 days free and $10 off your monthly membership online. Thank you, Bloom. Thank you, Bethany, for believing in me when I was, with a broken foot crying in the private classes. That you were so generous to like spend time with me. Oh my God. It was like one of my lowest moments, but you helped me to get to one of my highest moments, which is, where I'm feeling now and, with my health. And I'm really grateful to you, Bethany, and to Bloom. I can't wait until we're open back up, because I'm going to be there every single day again. And I just really can't wait until we get back to normal and can go to yoga. So I hope my listeners, I hope you guys appreciate that. Even if you don't use it, give them a message or give them a follow at Bloom Yoga CT. Again, that is at Bloom Yoga CT. I love Bloom. They are amazing, and they are one of the main reasons I have to give credit where credit's due. They provide an incredible environment for people to bloom. All right. So now that you know how I started with yoga every single day, and I still do yoga every single day, I'm going to share with you, my formula. And I already shared with you, if you want to eat whatever you want, work out for 90 minutes a day. If you want to eat whatever you want, work out for 90 minutes a day, and really figure out what kind of workouts you love to do so that you do them. And a good way to do this is to think about what you like to do when you were a kid. Like when you were a little kid, like a little gangster kid, like what were you doing? Like I was always riding bikes. I loved to go for walks at the track when I was like younger. So I just started with stuff that I normally like to do. And then I added yoga, which was new and scary. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm not a yogi, but it was a huge breakthrough for me. So I recommend, obviously, yoga every day. I already said that. And then 90 minutes of working out every single day. I also recommend to be outdoors for as much of the day as you can. It is 20 degrees in Connecticut right now. If you live in a place where it's not 20 degrees and it's warm and you can be outside all of the time, I am so jealous of you. Like, I would love to be outside all the time. Like, I have to bundle up and be miserable and cold, and like I can't even text on my phone when I'm walking or take my hands out of my pockets and my 2 layers of gloves. Like, if you live in a place that's warm, be grateful and go outside and go for a walk. Even better if you have a place nearby that you can do a loop or a hike or something close by that's like an easy walk for you. Go for a walk, be outside with nature, be present in the moment, and go for a walk. I go on a 3.5 mile walk every single day when it's warm. When it's normal temperature, like if it's above 30 degrees, I'm there. But below 30, it just gets so freaking cold. I try to go and I do go, but it's really freaking cold. And if you're in a warm place, you're so lucky. I also bought a treadmill. I really don't have space for it in my house, but we got rid of our second bedroom and I put a treadmill in it. We had to sacrifice having people stay here, and it sucks, but to be honest, like I need something every day instead of having something sometimes, you know what I mean? So we got a treadmill. I have an area to do yoga in my second bedroom. And I also got a DB method machine, which I don't really use that much, but it's like, okay, you can do like your legs, your butt, and your arms and abs and stuff with it, but I don't really use it too much. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Maybe I'll start using it more. So that's like my little mini gym that I have. And I always try to walk 3.5 miles a day. I try to do it almost every day, but 5 days a week is a really good amount of time to do cardio and to walk. It's really good for your health. And if you can't run, walk. Just start somewhere. If you can't do 3.5 miles, start with 0.5 miles. Just start somewhere, right? So highly recommend yoga, highly recommend walking. Major bonus if you can walk outside and be with nature. And then thinking of other things that you can do that are fun. You know, if you mountain bike, if you ride a regular bike like on a trail, amazing ways to burn fat and lose weight and to have fun. You know, it's really fun to ride your bike, and I would blast my music. I would ride down. I would get my coffee. You guys saw I probably spent $4 million at Purgatory last year, but you know, I love to have a routine like that. And that was how I lost weight. I put myself first. I went to yoga every day. I exercised and I ate low carb. I really didn't eat that much, and I was fasting a lot. So I would eat like 1 or 2 meals a day, pretty small meals. I lived on Moe's burrito bowls. I live on a Moe's burrito bowl. I have it like 2 or 3 times a week. I love these burrito bowls. They're so good. I love to cook, but I also like don't cook that much healthy food. Like I don't like to meal prep cook where it's like you're making vegetables and chicken and the healthy stuff. Like I'm like Italian. I make like sauce and pasta and like fried eggplant parm and chicken cutlets, and like I cook like for people. Like I love to cook for a crowd. So I do cook, but like I'm not like the healthiest cook in the entire world. So I love to eat Moe's. And then I eat like lower carb. I try to not eat like a ton of bread, but I do eat bread. But like I said, like because I work out, I eat whatever I really want. And I still lose weight. But when I'm not working out 90 minutes and eating whatever I want, I'm definitely slowly gaining weight. So if you want to eat whatever you want, work out 90 minutes. If you want to work out for 60 minutes and eat whatever you want, you're going to probably maintain your weight. So eat whatever you want, work out less, you're going to maintain your weight. If you want to diet and work out, you're going to slowly lose weight. But if you want to diet and then work out for 90 minutes, you're going to lose a lot of weight. So it really depends on how much you take in, how many calories you take in, and how many calories you're burning. So it's really simple. It's not rocket science. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a personal trainer. This information is available to you online, but there's a reason you're listening to this, because you know the strategy, you know what to do, but you still haven't done it. So you got to start somewhere, right? So you got to start with at least one thing. So I would say start with yoga. If you do nothing else, get the yoga membership I told you to get. Do the same yoga that I did. You're getting the same exact thing I got. Start there. Do it every day. Have that be your goal, is to do yoga every single day. And then once you learn some of the moves, you don't have to sit for a full class. You can just do some of the moves and do some stretches. Like I'll usually do like downward dog, some sun salutations. I do my spinal twist. I do eagle arms, and I do pigeon pose. And lizard pose, and a few other poses just every single day. Even if I don't have time to sit and do a full class, I'll still end up doing 10 to 15 minutes a day of yoga. And doing 10 to 15 minutes a day of yoga, like my arms, my chest, it's like literally a little bit every day changed my whole freaking body. It changed everything. It was like a huge start. So yoga, going for walks, riding a bike, basically exercise, you guys. I can't say it enough, and there's no magic pill. I'm not going to sell you a tea. I'm not going to tell you to use my code for a discount on a tea or some bullshit quick fix, but I will tell you that Bloom Yoga changed my life, and showing up doing yoga changed my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Like, that was a huge reason. You know what I mean? That was a huge reason that I lost weight and that I am today, was because I started with yoga, and I'm a permanent believer in yoga, and I 100% love yoga. And again, as far as what I eat, I like live on Moe's, and I will get the seasoned rice bowl. I get steak or ground beef. I get queso, bacon, corn salsa, sour cream, fresh jalapenos, cucumbers, and hot sauce. That's what I get in my bowl. And then I eat all the chips with it. Like, I'll dip the chips in it, and I'll eat it like chips and salsa kind of, but that's how I eat it. So I'll eat like a full meal. Like, I eat it like 3 times a week. I would get Chick-fil-A nuggets, and I would, like just low carb. Chick-fil-A nuggets, I'm sure, aren't like the healthiest thing in the entire world, but I would get Chick-fil-A nuggets over like a whole sandwich, fries, and a Coke. Like, I would just get nuggets to snack on. Like, I wasn't going in and eating like full crazy heavy meals, and I was trying to eat low carb and like leave out things, like leave out fries, leave out bread, leave out this, leave out that, and try to just eat like lower carb. And when I was working out and stuff, I was always so hungry. So I was eating a good amount, but I was trying to make decisions of being like, all right, let me try to eat stuff that's going to make me feel a little bit lighter. So I would make, at home, we would have like broccoli rabe as a vegetable. That's one of my favorite vegetables to make. I would make, I love to make whole chicken. So we make like whole chickens, have a bunch of leftovers. But pretty basic, we weren't eating anything crazy. There's not a lot of meal prep that goes into it. I work a ton, and I'm out and about a lot. So I do eat out a lot, but, yeah, it wasn't really that hard. Like, I didn't put a crazy focus on food. And, as you guys know from me telling you this story, I really can't diet or put a crazy focus on food because it's triggering for me. Like, I can't be controlling over food, or else like it could be really bad for my mental health. So I tried to be like super chill with what I eat. I tried to not deprive myself. I tried to not beat myself up, but I tried to always work out for at least 90 minutes. Another thing to think about, especially because if you're going to start somewhere, if you have an Apple Watch, start by trying to close your rings every day. Set your goal to a realistic goal and try to close your rings every single day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, close your rings on your Apple Watch. It's basically like a fitness goal. So you have like your move, your stand, and your move, stand, and exercise goal. So if you close the rings, it means you hit your goal. So it tracks your heart rate, and it tracks your movement and everything. When I was first starting out with exercise, I was fully obsessed with closing my rings. I was fully addicted to closing my rings. And that helped keep me accountable. So that's like a worthy tip too. Close your rings and give yourself some kind of accountability. Okay, so I gave you guys a bunch of tips, the 3.5 mile walk every day, riding your bike, yoga, jiu-jitsu is a great workout. I don't know if you're into choking people out or getting choked out or fighting and wrestling, but it's a great workout, really, really great. Eating low carb, fasting. Now I eat a very good breakfast. I love to start my day strong with a really good hearty breakfast. Gives me energy throughout the day. Lot of vegetables, so like green leafy vegetables. Like, we always make at least 4 times a week. I'll make broccoli rabe. Like, I try to make it and eat it throughout the week and always have some vegetables. But otherwise, if you're going to eat out and if you work a lot and you don't get to cook a lot, try to make those low carb healthy choices, but don't beat yourself up. I mean, I can't beat myself up over food. And like I said, I'm not a fitness instructor. I'm not a doctor, but this is what worked for me. A lot of exercise, watching what I ate. If you want to eat whatever you want, work out for 90 minutes a day. If you want to work out less, diet. Main thing, you gotta burn more than you take in if you want to lose weight. But if you want to really lose weight, diet and 90 minutes of exercise every day, you're gonna shed some serious weight. The exercise I love to do, yoga, I love to do walking, I love to hike, I love to do ride my bike, and I like to be social with it, you know what I mean? Like I like yoga because it's in a group of people. I like to ride my bike because I'm on the trail and I go at the same time every day and I see the same people and I wave at them. I like to go for a walk with my friends. You know, I like to have some kind of social connection, and when exercise meets the need for connection, that's the need that food is usually meeting for a lot of people who are addicted to food or who have an eating disorder or who have some kind of unhealthy relationship. We replace love and connection with food. So if you can replace love and connection with exercise, or if you can replace that with exercise, you're going to be on your way to making a change, okay? So whether you're connecting with others or connecting with yourself, figure out exercise that you love, because honestly, there is no better way to lose weight than to exercise, because you're going to have other benefits from it as well. You're going to be out in nature, you're going to breathe better, you're going to be healthier, you're going to pretty much, it helped me with my depression. You know, it helped me so much with my mental health, my anxiety and depression. And I am a firm believer that anxiety and depression is pent up energy and it needs to get out. And exercise is one of the ways to get it out. So those are my top tips for losing weight. It's no secret. It's no crazy formula. It's something that you can basically diet and exercise, you guys. I know that it's like a lot of information leading up to this, but the main thing is we all know this. I know this. You know this. I've known it. You've known it. But the big thing is, why aren't we putting it into action? And it's because we're putting ourselves last. We're doing everything we possibly can to justify that there's something more important, that money's more important, that our kids are more important, that our husband's more important. Something is always going to come before us. And when you train everybody, when you put everybody first, you train them that they come first. And you can't expect people to make changes for you in your life. You have to make the changes. You have to set the boundaries, and you have to make it happen. So to recap this series, everybody, put yourself first. Major key. Get to the bottom of your trauma. Understand why you're eating. Understand why you have this problem. What needs are you trying to meet in an unhealthy way? What habits do you have all of the time that are contributing to your weight gain or contributing to your negative outcome that you're getting? For me, drinking had to go. Now that I don't drink, that was one of the biggest reasons I lost weight over the past couple of months. You know, if I was still drinking now and not working out as much, I mean, I haven't been working out as much because it's winter, but if I was still drinking, I would have blown up like a balloon. Drinking is a huge part of weight gain. So get your drinking under control, get your trauma under control, see a therapist, put yourself first, go to yoga, exercise, go for a walk, connect with your family, do things that put yourself first. You are worth it. You deserve it. And the life that you want is not far away. And once you decide to make these choices and once you decide to put yourself first, your life is going to be the beautiful thing that you've been dreaming of it to be. It's going to be what you've always dreamed of. And you're going to be able to serve and help others and do all of the things that you're trying to do right now, but you're going to be doing it not from an empty cup. So I don't know, you guys. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a weight loss coach. Maybe I am, but pretty much I needed to get my shit together. I went through a major life transformation because I full on decided to put myself first. And I think that that's the start of it. So if you haven't listened to episode number 31, I tell everybody, I'm like, listen to the episode like 20 times. It's a great episode. That's the place to start. That's where the real gold is for this series, because any advice that you get, whether it's for your business, whether it's for your health, your weight loss, your family, your relationships, if you put yourself last, you're not going to be able to execute it. It's just impossible. Even if you're a superwoman like me, you can't do it if you put yourself last. So hope you like this episode. I hope you love this series. Be sure to try out Bloom Yoga. You go to Bloom Yoga Fitness online. They are amazing, you guys, and they gave you a code Hair Doctor to use, and you will get $10 off and 10 days free on your online membership. And that is the exact yoga that I use to get where I am today. That was my first start, and the people at Bloom are incredible. Please support small businesses, and please take care of yourself and put yourself first. I hope to see you soon. I hope you like this series. Be sure to share it with your friends and family, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.